From my understanding, all of us have played sports growing up. We've got people that played football, soccer, tennis, basketball. Everybody's played a lot of sports in here. I'm definitely the same way. I played a lot of the same sports growing up, but I also took Taekwondo. So starting in kindergarten, I started taking Taekwondo. I took it 6 days a week up until middle school, and then I took it through high school, and I've continued it today. In my freshman year of high school, I obtained my 3rd degree black belt. I really enjoy the sport, but Taekwondo is just one form of martial arts there is. In the United States, the sport of martial arts is very popular, and the 3 major forms that are studied here are Taekwondo, Karate, and Jiu-Jitsu. The first form of martial arts that I'm going to discuss today is Taekwondo. It was founded in Korea after World War II, after the Koreans decided that they didn't want to be taken over again like the Japanese had taken them over, and they wanted a form of self-defense. So according to Yeon Park, who wrote the Ultimate Reference Guide to the World's Most Popular Martial Arts in 2009, Taekwondo is a unique martial arts incorporating both the quick, straight-line movements that characterize the various Japanese systems and the flowing circular movements of the most Chinese styles. And then also Scott Shaw said that in his Advanced Taekwondo book in 2006, that Taekwondo is defined by its elaborate kicking arsenal. And that's like the main difference that Taekwondo separates itself from other martial arts system, is it incorporates a lot of kicks. Taekwondo is broken down into Tai means to kick, Kwan means to punch, and Do is the art. So it means the art of kicking and punching. In 1955, a lot of styles came together in Korea, and then in 1961, the Korean Taekwondo Association was established, and that's when a bunch of instructors got together and they started to promote the sport all across the world, and also they sent out demonstrators to promote the sport. Today, it has about 50 million practitioners according to Park, and it's the most popular martial art in America and in the world. The next style of martial arts that I'm going to discuss is Karate, which is similar to Taekwondo but also has many differences. It originates in Japan and Okinawa, but a lot of its basis comes from China. The Chinese, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, had this self-defense system, or the basis of the self-defense system, but they established it because they were trading a lot of commodities all over China, and such as gunpowder and silk, and they needed a way to defend themselves. And an Indian monk came along, saw what they were doing, and sort of based martial art off of that, and then eventually karate developed hundreds of years later. But that was the basis there. Bruce Haynes says in his Karate's History and Traditions, in 1995, karate emphasizes the kick, the open-handed strike, and the closed fist strike, rather than the takedown, the hold, or throw, which is common in Jiu-Jitsu. So there's a rapid growth in Japan and Okinawa of karate, and according to Karate International, a lot of immigrants who came over to the United States brought this form of martial arts over and really expanded it. The first documented karate school was opened in 1946 in Phoenix, Arizona by Robert Trias, and since then it took off. The one issue that originated in the United States with karate was a lot of the schools were for Chinese only students, or only accepted Chinese students. And so Bruce Lee, actually you've probably heard of Bruce Lee, famous martial artist, he broke down that barrier and allowed students of all races to start taking karate. And then in 1979, a bunch of competitions started to occur for karate, and the sport's really taken off then. The third and final fighting style that I will discuss is very different from the first 2 forms, and that's Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu was created in Japan, but it was molded in Brazil to what it is today. Thomas Green says Brazil, in his Martial Arts of the World, which he wrote in 2002, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling system that maintains both sport and combat forms, and it also focuses on attacking and groundwork. The actual founder of Jiu-Jitsu is credited to a man by the name of Mitsu Madia, He was a wrestler, and in the early part of the 20th century, he established the sport. He wrestled a lot all over the world and brought a bunch of styles together. And then one of his students, actually, Carlos Gracie, he really developed the sport into what it is today. He and his family progressed it, and then they got it established in California, built it up there, and then in 1993, I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. It was established, and that's really taken off mixed martial arts, and according to UFC, they're the top promoter of the MMA now. So to conclude, there are many forms of martial arts that are studied in the U.S. There's Taekwondo, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu. They all are very similar, but they have different focuses. They're all great forms of self-defense. I've learned many life lessons from Taekwondo and just martial arts in general. It's provided me with many strengths, both mentally and physically.